Yo, what's happening everybody? King GBL here and welcome back to a brand new Go Battle League video. Today I'm going to be showcasing what is likely the best team in the Psychic Cup. We're running this with Victini in the lead. We've got Bruxish as the safe swap and Rapidash in the back. I actually only have a single move on Victini here, but to be honest with you, it doesn't make that much of a difference. So these Pokemon are literally ranked 1, 2 and 3 in the Psychic Cup. If you think about Galarian Rapidash, what does it lose to? It loses to Victini, Raichu, Slowbro, Bronzong, Gardevoir. Bruxish can beat or almost beat all of those Pokemon. Victini is weak to the likes of Claydol, Galarian Slowbro, Bruxish itself and Raichu as well, which again Bruxish beats. And a lot of the things that Galarian Rapidash can't beat, Victini can beat and vice versa. Of course steel types and things like that will be strong against Fairy, which of course Victini handles perfectly well. And on this team we're running Bruxish as the safe swap, which again would lose to the likes of Medicham, Gardevoir, Rapidash, which again you're covering the weaknesses with Victini. And Bruxish as a safe swap is incredibly powerful in this cup because of Bite. You can almost guarantee to take switch advantage with this Pokemon, and if you do, having Rapidash and Victini with perfect alignment will win you a lot of games. Very quickly before we get into the video, drop a like in the video, it's very much appreciated. Comment down below if you're going to be playing Ultra League or Psychic Cup this week. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. I'm uploading here once or twice per day. It is absolutely free, and as a result you're going to see some fun videos that you like every single day, so it's a win-win for everybody. So in this game right here we had a Galarian Rapidash lead. Now games against Galarian Rapidash is basically a game of chicken. You do not want to throw first because then a body slam will take you out, and if you're the Galarian Rapidash you need to build up to the harder hitting move. I've seen a few opponents who didn't build up to the harder hitting move, and you can tank I think just about 2 body slams with Victini and then get off a couple of V-creates. So basically that matchup you'll get off 3 V-creates by the time it takes him to get off 4 body slams, which will win you the match if you're able to tank 2 body slams before you get debuffed and get off 3 V-creates. It'll take you 15 turns to get to 3, and it'll take them 16 turns to get to 4, which is what they would need to take you out basically. So it's really just a game of chicken and it's not a very fun matchup. What I like to do in that matchup is throw off 2 V-creates, dip into my Bruxish, so you'll basically have 2-to-1 shields because they'll usually throw off a move. Sometimes they'll throw their high horsepower Mega Horn into the Bruxish, but you will be able to get ahead in energy, and I think you'll see in one of these matches a Gardevoir can come in and lose that match because you're already a little bit ahead on energy and you're able to throw off the Aqua Tail. So again, we're just doing this sort of banter right here. I think I just threw it straight away and dipped out. I didn't even build up to the toe, but I'm able to get myself a shield, and I'm happy enough just to sort of shield back here. It is just a body slam, the opponent did build up a little bit more there, and in comes a Gallade, so I'm like, okay, let me just go on ahead and throw off Psychic Fangs. I'm like, this Charmer is definitely going to shield this, right? 100% right, yes. As I was saying to you in the previous video, you probably want to throw Aqua Tails because a lot of people don't shield it, but if it is a Charmer, you probably can get away with it. Now expecting the Leaf Blade right here, I no shielded, but it turned out to be the close combat, and that'll allow us to farm down. So the opponent's in a rough spot here. We've just got loaded energy and in comes Bronzong. This is definitely not where you want to see it. This opponent's ABA weak to Victini, so I'm going to come in with my Rapidash here. I'm going to farm up a little bit extra and throw off the body slam. And of course the opponent doesn't really have a chance here. They're pretty low in health already. This thing cannot take a hit. And as you're about to see, this body slam, I think it does more than 50% damage to this thing. I can shield up anything at this point and basically just body slam it and farm down. And if they do happen to get to another body slam, they'll definitely not get to another one and will resist the Fairy Winds on the Victini and be able to take that out no problem. So as you're saying, like, that's the cohesion of this team. It's just working so well. We're seeing a ton of Rapidash leads. Get your Victini in the lead, fire off a move. And even if you guys see a Bruxish in the lead, fire off the move anyway because it does a ton of damage. V-create's such a heavy hitting move, and then at that point swap into your own Bruxish and try to win switch. So in comes a Hypno. Again right here, I might actually build up to 10 this time, or I might just build up and dip. So I love doing this with Victini. Just build up and dip, put a lot of pressure on them straight away, and we're going to swap into our Bruxish right here. The opponent is going to likely throw a Thunder Punch, which I'm not sure how much damage it would do, but it would do a decent amount. It might actually just almost take us out, and the opponent's actually staying in here. Now this time I'm learning from my mistakes of previous videos. I'm going Aqua Tail and the opponent lets it go, so there you go, that's the difference. We're actually able to farm it down instead of going for Psychic Fangs. And this opponent is an absolute psychopath. They're coming in here with Medicham in the Psychic Cup. Guys, don't do it, it is not worth it. This time we go for the Psychic Fangs thinking the opponent's probably going to take us out here, so I don't want to shield anymore on the Bruxish, and the Aqua Tail would do a little bit more damage, but right here the opponent froze, which is a bit of a mistake. It's probably going to be turned, yeah, it's just a Power Punch. So they're running Power Punch, Ice Punch here, which is interesting. We could have farmed down there, and at this point I'm going for the big, I'm farming up to the big Mega Horn and going for the Body Slam. Let's see if the opponent decides to shield it. Yes, they do. And at this point I'm happy enough. I can just throw up a shield, go for the high horsepower, and maybe even go in for a farm down with Victini. I don't think this will just quite take out. Let's have a look here. Bruxish is a funny one, like it's a very attack-weighted Pokemon, and it, yeah, just absolutely wipes it off the face of the planet. We're just absolutely fishing here, folks. We just swap into Victini just to say hello and do a quick attack down. The opponent absolutely disgusted by the scenery here, and this team is just super strong. I thought the team I run earlier today would be the strongest team in the Cup, with the Gardevoir and all that kind of stuff, but you know, that sort of team is a weird one. It is definitely a little bit weird because you sort of have to save shields, but with this team you can just spam off so much. And we have a Bronzong here. This is exactly where we want to see it. We're going to build up to the back-to-back. They will get off a payback in time, but we're going to go for a double CMP tie right here. So I'm clicking on the CMP. I don't think I quite got it, but there is a mechanic where you can double CMP tie opponents sometimes. Yeah, so they actually get another move for you right there. And at this point, we can just double and dip, basically. Yeah, so we come in with Brux, they come in with Gardevoir. So as you can see, we can get this thing really low, and we do get to that. I swear I should be able to get that move off, but it's whatever at this point. We can actually just farm it down with Victini, which is kind of hilarious. The Bronzong comes in here, and we actually get a Simul KO, which is so unfortunate. Now we're on equal energy, we've got equal shields, and I make another mistake here. I go for the high horsepower. In this match, I would probably win CMP as well. In this match, you just go straight body slam, you don't mess around. What you should try to do is overfarm by 1 in the first one, and then CMP every time after, which will give you that energy advantage, basically. That was super unfortunate. Yeah, the opponent just goes straight body slam here. Body slam would not take out at this range, and I, just had to commit to the high horsepower, which of course I wasn't going to reach before the body slam. So there you go, definitely learned from that. I think I could have swapped out and went for the farm down with my Rapidash, which would have then given me more energy on it, which would even further secure the matchup. But we live and we learn, folks. We live and we learn. These are the mistakes that you make, and we can only just try to do better next time. But in this match, I see the Bruxish and I'm like, right, this is the toxic team. So I decide to come into Rapidash, and I feel like, okay, I can get off 2 body slams if I get ahead in energy. And of course it is the Gardevoir in the back here. I'm feeling like the opponent's probably got a Rapidash in the back, so I can save my Victini for that. And of course the Bruxish does okay against the Rapidash as well. So we've got rid of the Gardevoir, which is definitely one of the obstacles out of the way. And back in comes Bruxish. Now this is kind of tough right here. I can come in with my own Bruxish and sort of soft lose it, which would be absolutely fine. Hopefully get a farm down afterwards as well. Do I shield this up? I actually might here. No, I just let this go. Okay, so that does an okay amount of damage, but it allows them to get the farm down, and we'll be able to get the farm down here. And sure enough, in comes Rapidash. So again, this is just a big game of chicken right here. The opponent throws first, and I think I make a savage call here. No, I don't. I'm not savage enough for that yet. We're going to farm as much as possible, and I think we actually see CMP tie on that, and I'm like, okay, I'm calling this shit right here, and it is the high horsepower. GG's to the opponent. Nice move right there. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Again, that just comes down to a call. Like, that was a very close matchup. I made the right predictions and I got the right alignment, but that matchup can get flipped super easily. It's all very bait dependent and stuff like that. If I called the first body slam, and if you can, like I said, eat 2 body slams, that is winnable for Victini, but GG's nonetheless, and we go 3-2 in that set. Definitely could have went 4-1 or 5-0 in that set, had I not misplayed and had I, predicted things a little bit better. So like I said, that is just how it goes. And, it's nice to see that with this team, even in the losses, there was some play there, and there are some things we can improve on with this team to potentially get more wins in the future as well. So this time around, I'm deciding, okay, we're going to go for the V-Create and Dip, which I do quite like that play. I feel like, building up to the back-to-back, or going for the V-Create and Dip, or trying to call a Body Slam, those are all plays for sure. But I decide, okay, we'll just guarantee the shield off the opponent and just dip straight out. The opponent's not going to throw straight away. They throw the Mega Horn, which I think was a pretty bad misplay. I feel like they're just about to get to another move. So we're going to try and take switch here and make sure they don't throw off another one. But they actually shielded as well. Is this going to be another Mega Horn? Let's have a look. Yeah, it is. And that does an absolute ton of damage. We'll come in and farm down with Victini, get a little bit ahead on energy. And back in comes the fish. So at this point I'm like, okay, let's just go for the V-Create and have a look how much damage this does. It does a lot of damage. It does over 50% on this fish, and at that point it's in Body Slam range. So I'm wondering what's in the back here. It could be anything at this point, and it is a Wobbuffet, bro. I think this is where Mega Horn's better as well. It would do more damage against the Wobbuffet. So yeah, this is just kind of rough. It's like, oof. Such an annoying Pokemon. So looks like we're probably going to lose this one. This thing knows Mirror Code, and it goes for the big return as well. So yeah, it's like, oh, I'll get off another Body Slam, but this thing, it seems to get to the moves fairly quickly as well. So this is just going to be super annoying to deal with. I come in with Victini and it's like, I'm not going to be able to farm up to 2 here, so I'll go for this V-Create. We'll see how much damage this is able to do. So I think if I had Mega Horn there, I probably would have won that match. So that kind of just goes to show the disadvantage of running high horsepower. I think like in the team I was running earlier, high horsepower is good because you've got double fairy. But I think if you're running this team, Mega Horn's probably better because it hits a lot for super effective and it does a ton of damage anyway. I think it's a little bit cheaper than high horsepower. So, you know, definitely consider that. You can run the spicy high horsepower or go for the recommended moveset. And once again, we have the same lead. You guys, if you're going to play this cup all week, you know, just get ready for this matchup. So I played a little bit differently and the opponent makes a big mistake here. They go straight for the body slam, so I'm like, yep, I'll eat that up, thank you very much, sir. At this point, they're throwing another body slam, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna shield this once, and you know, just in case they're weak in the back, and we'll farm up here to the back-to-back, which will, like I said, more or less guarantee both shields off the opponent, unless they want to get one shot. We'll go for the second one right here. And at this point, I'm happy I've got a shield advantage, and I can switch into my Bruxish, but the opponent lets it go, and we do switch out anyway. The opponent was a little bit slow to swap back in, and the opponent does reach a foul play right here. So I think I'm tempted to shield at this point, but I do let it go. So we're coming in with Rapidash, which of course will do super effective damage. We're going straight for the body slam to see if the opponent wants to try and win switch here, and they let it go. So at this point we're going to go for an aggro farm down. Foul play would do a decent amount of damage right here. So I'm happy enough just to kind of go for the farm down here. I'll leave myself a ton of energy. And of course, we've got the bronze on. Now, can we land the high horsepower? Is this redemption for the high horsepower? Ladies and gentlemen, yes it is, folks. Yes it is. The opponent is absolutely dumbfounded. They don't know what just hit them, folks. They're like, the horse just used a horse move. Unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable scenes out here. As soon as the opponent got hit by that, I think they just stopped attacking. They were literally just shook. I just shook the opponent. And in comes, oh my goodness, what a surprise. It's another Rapidash. Who would have thunk it? Let me see what the opponent does here. They throw again. I'm like, alright, you know, throw your body slams, bro. Yum, yum, yum. I will eat those up for breakfast. Thank you so much. And yeah, we just go for the back-to-back Victories. We're going to play this basically the same way as before. Like I said, if you're running Rapidash in the lead, guys, they actually CMP on this. I cannot speak today, I swear. This is my second video today and I just cannot speak. We're going for the second one here, and we'll likely swap into Brux. The opponent has shield at that time, so this time we have a shield advantage. And we're actually getting ahead on energy here, so shielding this would not be bad at all. Yeah, so it's a play rough, which is not the recommended move either. And in comes their own Brux. So at this point, I go for the Psychic Fangs. And, you know, you can see in this matchup, the Psychic Fangs does make a big difference. Look at that. Look at that. We're actually outpacing it now, and we win switch advantage. This Pokemon is just amazing. And in comes Gardevoir. So I'm like, oh, hello, Gardevoir. Nice to see you. This is exactly where I want to see it. And that's what's amazing about Bruxish on this team. It just takes switch advantage so easily. In comes the Rapidash. Can we get off another move? The opponent realizes it. They can body slam us, but they're super weak anyway. So GG's to the opponent. They needed to get a farm down, basically. So yeah, man, like, you know, as you can see, like, we lost, I think, 3 in a row there. But there was just some unfortunate stuff by me, some misplays, some bad alignment, and a few bits and bobs that could have been improved on. But in general, like, if you play this team well, especially with those Rapidash leads, you can just put on an absolute ton of pressure, and that's why I think this probably is the best team. I think this weekend, with the Galarian Slowking and Slowbro, there's definitely going to be a huge shake-up in this meta. Slowking is going to be unbelievable in this meta, so definitely keep an eye out for that. Oh my goodness. Who was betting on a Galarian Rapidash lead? So this is a little bit better by the opponent here. They at least farm up, and I'm like, nah, you know what? I'm calling this. We're going for the back-to-back. We farm up a little bit extra as well. I shouldn't have went for the overfarm because it allows them to get off more body slams, but we're going for the back-to-back. The opponent's still over-farming here. Will this land? No. And we come into the Brux. So we've got both shields off the opponent, and at this point I'm comfortable enough. I call the body slam again. I'm just complete savage in this match. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to up it here. I'm going to call these body slams. I don't want to eat another one necessarily. And can the opponent get off yet another one? Yes, they can. So I'm like, okay, should I keep the shield? Yeah, I'm just going to keep the shield at this point. I'm not sure why they hated Bruxish so much there, but we come in and go for a little bit of energy in this. This can only be a body slam. And as you guys have seen, Galarian Rapidash with loaded energy is just deadly, but so is Gardevoir. So if I can get off this body slam and potentially dip out, yep, that would be perfect. Absolutely love that. And I'm actually forced to throw here. This Gardevoir is just absolutely chunking. My Victini cannot stand up to it whatsoever. And hopefully we can get off another one. Yeah, the fish comes in. So can we win this with a shield advantage? No, it's a little bit too tough at that point, unfortunately. So well played by the opponent there. That was just kind of difficult to deal with right there, unfortunately. They really just, hard-walled my fish. They were trying so hard to get rid of my fish. Even though we came out with a 2-shield advantage, I think, maybe letting the fish go was a bit of a mistake, because we could have maybe done more damage to the Gardevoir. It's just kind of rough, unfortunately. That toxic team is a little bit hard to play around sometimes, but we're going for the V-Create and Dip on this one. So I'm just kind of showing you guys like all of the things that you potentially can do. And we're actually getting ahead on energy here, which is beautiful. The opponent probably expects a Psychic Fangs, so I'm going to go and throw off the Aqua Tail, which takes out the Gardevoir, and we do take switch once again with the fish. Like I said, guys, best safe swap in the league by far. And we do a decent amount of damage on the Rapidash. It is ahead on energy now, so this is looking a little bit rougher. I go for the Overfarm right here as well, calling the Body Slam, and yeah, we're not going to be able to get farm down. So at this point, going for another Overfarm, the opponent froze again, and hopefully we can get off the back-to-backs right here. I actually just go straight for this, interestingly, because I was a little bit afraid of getting farm down, and we swap into our own Rapidash here. So we actually do get off the Body Slam first, because this isn't Body Slam range at this point, and we can basically just shield up anything here, it doesn't really matter. It is most likely going to be a Body Slam, but the opponent makes the same mistake I made. They went for the high horsepower, definitely not the play. I guess they seen that as a win con, just to one-shot the Rapidash, and GG's to the opponent right there. Definitely recommend this team, it's really, really strong. We got another Scrafty, which we got a couple of times today already, and like I said, think this is probably the best team in the whole cup. We're up to almost 2200. I've made a slow crawl, boys and girls. I've made a slow crawl all the way from like 19, I swear I was on like 1915 for a while. I was just getting absolutely ripped to shreds. But we're making the crawl here, folks. We're up to almost 2200 now. So I've gained about 300 elo over the last week or so, including today's battles, so definitely very happy with that. And, I think I will play this cup probably to gain a little bit of elo with these really strong teams, but I definitely do want to showcase some stuff in the Ultra League, so let me know your preference in the comments down below. And most importantly, everybody, have a fantastic rest of your day. If you do decide to subscribe today, thank you, and welcome to the community, and of course join the Discord if you want to battle against me, play with all our people, and all that sort of fun stuff. Thank you, everybody, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you all in the next one.